something that you can't find in stores, something that is, one of those boutique shops, or something that maybe somebody from Europe had bought and I saw it on my travels or something. Mm-hmm. I don't like to wear something that somebody else has something similar, because I feel like it's not me. Like, I need something a little bit original. And I don't care that it's not super expensive, or maybe it is, or I just want it to look like me and only me. So I do look for those unique dresses.
I think that has to be the worst thing, when you are wearing a dress and then all of a sudden somebody else comes along and they're wearing the same dress. That's like my biggest peeve. I don't like that.
Well, and then they compare. Well, do you look better or do I? Yeah, exactly.
That's even
nightmare.
Yeah, I don't. And it's kind of sad when they do that, because it's kind of obvious, especially when they put them side by side. You're like, okay, why did you have to do that? It's kind of obvious, like, who wears it best, when you see the person.
Oh yeah. It's not fun.
Yeah, no, it's just not. I wonder if it's the same thing for guys, where guys don't really care if another guy's wearing the same thing. Because I know for us women, we're picky and we don't really like that, unless of course we know for sure it looks. Well, you know what? I've never been cocky like that, where if somebody else is wearing the same thing, I don't want to say, oh, I'm wearing it best. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very true. I don't know. I don't think guys care.
I don't think so, right?
I think the only way they would care is if they said, well, where'd you get yours? How much did you pay for that? I think they get mad if somebody, paid less than they did.
Oh gosh. So are you the party, are you going to go to a party after the Grammys?
Right now I've been invited to 2, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I usually do, but I usually regret it because the day is so long, because I like to go to the actual awards, which is the pre-Grammy, which starts at 12:30 this year. So you're not really done with all the Grammy stuff till 9. And I know it's only 9 or 9:30, but after a whole day, it feels like 3 o'clock in the morning, and you haven't eaten, and so I struggle a little bit with after parties that day. That's why I prefer to come out early, do a lot of the parties
before.
Yeah, and that way I have like this option. Since I've seen everybody, I can say, well, I just want to go get something to eat, and then I just want to go to bed. So, I prefer the before, and I see more and more people kind of opting to go to those before ones, just for the same reason.
Do you have anything, like any rituals that you do before the Grammys, like for your skin, your body, anything?
I definitely always get my hair done, because I can't do my hair. It's awful. You would think after all these years I could do my own hair, but I've still not figured out how to do my own hair. So definitely that's the ritual. Sometimes I will have them do my makeup, but I've sort of learned how to do my makeup over the years watching all these makeup artists. So I'm getting better and better at that. But definitely the hair is part of my ritual.
Is there like a particular type of food that you would choose not to eat because you're going to be bloated or uncomfortable?
Well, I hadn't thought about that. Now that you mention it, maybe I should be thinking about it.
Or is there like an hour that you decide not to eat? Like because sometimes, like, I know for me, if I'm going to go somewhere and if I'm doing something, if I'm going to wear this dress where the dress is like completely fitted, I know that I shouldn't eat past a certain time, because if I do eat past that certain time, then my stomach's going to be bloated and it's going to show, and I don't want it to show.
I think I'm more paranoid when I do shoots in a swimsuit than I am with dresses. To me, cameras and dresses are much more forgiving. You may not feel like it, but they are. When I look at photos, and I remember thinking, oh my gosh, it was that time of the month and I did this horrible, photo shoot, and then I look at the photos and I'm like, oh, it doesn't even show because I was fully clothed. And but when you're in like swimsuit or shorts and a halter or something, then to me it's like life is over, right? It's just like, oh my gosh. And then you're starving because you've starved yourself all day just so you look good. I'm more concerned about that than dresses, I have to say.
That's actually a good thing. So you shoot in swimsuit is it something you put on your website?
So about 6 months ago, I released the Kim Cameron Calendar, which is actually integrates with your Google Calendar. So I'd been asked for many years to do a calendar, but I always felt like those printed calendars are so passe that nobody puts them up. I mean, I don't put them up anymore. And I thought, well, what kind of calendar could I do? And so I said, well, do one for your phone. So I actually released, and it's a free app that people can download. And for every month, there's a different picture of me. Yeah. So yeah, I had some swimsuit pictures of me for the calendar purposes. Also, when I do some modeling shoots on the side, I have to they always put me back in a swimsuit. So yes, I do a few of them.
And where can they download the app for their
phone? They can either on their when you go to iTunes, or when you're on your iPhone, it's I think it's iTunes that you go to. I have an Android, so I know you go to the Play Store, but it's on both platforms to download.
And all your music can be found.
All my music, you can go to SideFXmusic.com, and there's some links to Amazon or to iTunes, to Beatport, and you can download it there.
Are you touring?
I just got off tour, so I'm looking at this is my break until I start up in March for some local Miami festivals, and then the summer is Europe.
Now, what about the festivals in Miami? Do you know the ones you're going to be doing?
Yes, one is called Art by the Sea, and that is on March 4th, and that is right outside of Miami. It's in the Keys. And the other one is in Miami on April 7th, and it's one of the Dragon Boat Championship festivals. So,
and these dates will be posted on my
website. So if they go to SideFXmusic.com and just click on tour, you will see the dates.
Okay, now I'm going to do the fun part. Now let's do the would you rather questions.
Okay, I'm ready.
Now that we hit all your music and the Grammys and all the other stuff. Okay, so would you rather have athlete's feet or gingivitis?
Oh, gosh. Oh,
you know what? I should actually change it. I'm going to change that one. Would you rather have gingivitis or smell like monkey?
I'd rather smell like monkey because I like to kiss too much. So I can't. I'll smell like a monkey.
Now I need to know what a monkey smells like.
It's not good. It's not good.
And you cannot put perfume on, because if you wear perfume, it's just going to be even more funky.
Yeah, nothing will cover up monkey smell.
No. Would you rather have balls hanging from your chin or have a third boob?
I think a third boob, because I think that provides a little bit more entertainment.
Yesterday's show, I asked my guest, Dana from Booty Parlor, we were talking about sexy Valentine's gift ideas, and that was one of them. I said, would you rather have a third boob or a butt like Nicki Minaj? And and she immediately went for the butt. She's like, I don't want a butt. She's like, I don't want a boob. What am I going to do with it? She's like, that's just too weird. And then you're like, no, that's more fun. Who are your idols? Like people that you looked up, like music?
Wow. I have a lot. I probably idolize songwriters more than performers, although I do idolize a few performers, just because I like the ones that can pass each decade and still come out as if, time had not passed. I mean, Cher, up until she got sick, her tour was still phenomenal. Yeah. I mean, and, here's a woman who's hit number one every decade, which, again, is phenomenal, right? Yeah. But, like, songwriters, you've got, Linda Perry did amazing songs. She continues to do amazing songs. You have Sweet Baby James, who can color any song that you hear. I mean, you can just see exactly what he's saying. And I just think that's magical. Carole King, I went and saw her show, Beautiful, and you really got an insight into her. And even though, I like her voice, at the end of the day, she's really a songwriter.
Yeah.
And it's the way she thinks about things is the way we think about things. We just don't know how to say it. So I guess I am inspired by really fantastic songwriters.
Carole King and Lynn Perry.
Mm-hmm. Linda
Perry. Okay. So if you were out in the ocean and you only had room for one person to save, who would you save? Carole King or Linda Perry?
Oh my gosh. And they probably go neck to neck at this point with who's written the most hits too. So you couldn't even do it off of that. Probably Carole because she's older and, you got to feel bad for her.
I interviewed somebody else and they said the same thing. I asked Raylan Joy, I asked her, and she said she would rather save, oh my gosh, I can't even think of her name right now, but she said, I'd rather save her because she needs saving. Who's that woman that died of an overdose?
The UK.
I cannot believe my hands.
Yeah, I'm looking.
You know who I'm talking about, like dark hair.
Yes. They just did a movie on her.
Okay, well, that's when she said, I'd rather save her because she needs saving.
Yeah, she does. She did. Not anymore, but yeah, she did need saving. Of course, several tried.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, that's pretty funny.
She did Back to Black. She did all those great, I know, it's escaping me now.
Crazy, yeah. Would you rather sleep on top of dirty socks? And this is like the dirty socks, like whatever kind of business or people that you come across throughout your day, you have to collect your socks and just kind of lay them like on your pillow. Would you rather sleep with dirty socks or drink a diarrhea shake?
Well, wow. Let's see. If I were at home and it was raining, the diarrhea shake would probably be the one.
Oh, really?
Because I wouldn't be going outside.
Oh my gosh. See, my would you rathers are pretty.
They're tough.
Yeah, they're pretty tough. Oh my gosh. I think I've tortured you enough with my would you rathers. Oh my gosh. Is there anything else that you want to promote and talk about before we sign off?
I think you've covered most of the things. I'd say that hopefully, crossing my fingers, look this next year because my musical should be going live in London.
Yeah.
And so that was a great, fun experience. It's called Her Story, and it includes mainly songs from my very first album back in 2008 that are a little bit more rock-oriented.
Wow.
And they have come to life in this story, and so I'm excited. It's a new adventure.
So this musical that you're doing, like, what is it based on?
Yeah, it's a woman's empowerment story, of course, and she is a woman. It's about 19 different people I've met that have been rolled into 8 main characters, and it's this woman who is trying to find herself. She does find herself in the end, and takes some, lost relations. It takes some heartaches in professions, and at the end, she finds that she is who she wants to be. Mm-hmm. But it does take about 15 years for her to get there.
Wow! And this is something that you're thinking of doing that's going to go on.
It's already written, and it's we went through the first stages of the workshop. Mm-hmm. That tightens up the dialogue, tightens up the story. We had investors come to a reenactment of parts of it, of the story, which then they grade you on to see if it's fit to go to the next stage, which is on stage.
Yeah.
And we passed with flying colors. We got great comments, great hurrah! We love the music, like the story, da 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 da. So, hopefully by, this summer we begin putting it towards production.
Wow, that's amazing. So good luck with that. And before we wrap the show, of course, we want to find out, what type of underwear do you wear?
Casabella.
Oh my gosh, those are my favorites. So do you wear
lace and everything?
Thongs?
Yeah. Always thongs. I've tried to wear the panties and they just don't stay. Once you get used to thongs, you just can't go back. It's not possible.
No. What about what do you sleep in?
Very little, but if I'm cold, then it's usually like this big oversized tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you